Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, as per your respective time zones. I, Gaurav Pathak, committee member at IEEE DEIS WIE and the moderator for today. I would like to welcome you all to our panel discussion on the theme Leaders in Technology, deep dive into the field of technology, innovation, and advancements, being organized by IEEE DEIS WIE in collaboration with IEEE Women in Engineering. Today, we have an exceptional lineup of leaders from various domains of technology ready to share their insights, experiences, and visions for the future. Our discussion will revolve around showcasing technological advancements, advocating inclusivity, amplifying voices, cultivating innovation, and exploring the societal impact of technology. Before we deep dive into the array of question-answer rounds, let me take a moment to invite the chair of IEEE DIS WIE committee to share some insights on the IEEE Dielectrics and Electrical Insulation Society Women Engineering Committee. Over to you, Sneha.
Thank you, Gaurav. I would first of all, I would like to thank all the panelists who agreed to be part of this session. It's true that we really have a very interesting lineup of panelists here. I'm really happy that everyone were able to be present for this session. I would like to just say a little bit of, give a little bit of information about DIS. We know that in IEEE we have more than 39 societies and 5 technical councils, but compared to most of the technical societies, DIS is very small, and the topic is very much concentrated towards study and application of dielectrics. It can be from the molecular level to the nanostructured level. And we have several interesting, similar to other technical societies, even we have 2 affinity groups, that's Young Professionals, which was rebooted in 2022, at the end of the year 2022. And Women in Engineering as well. I took over as a chair last year. And we have been, the team DIS society itself, they are very much supportive towards all the events that we have been doing so far. Even though we are very less number of members in this technical society, so far we have been doing, in terms of events and the way how they are motivating the young professionals within the society, we have been getting great support from the society. We have our vice president here, Akiko, who can give us more information about that as well. And I also see that Paul has joined the session. He was the past president of DIS. So thank you so much for being so supportive, and over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you, Sneha, for the good insights that you shared about IEEE DIS WIE. Thank you so much. So today we all have gathered under the banner of IEEE, and before we continue with our panel discussion, let me take a moment to welcome all the esteemed panelists for today's panel discussion, and let me introduce them with you all. Our first panelist, Ms. Jyotika Athavale. She is the Director of Engineering Architecture at Synopsys, overseeing quality, reliability, and safety research for data centers and automotive applications. She also serves as the 2024 President of IEEE Computer Society. Prior to Synopsys, she was lead technologist, functional safety architecture at NVIDIA. She now chairs the IEEE P28511 standardization initiative on functional safety interoperability with reliability. For her leadership in international safety standardization, Jyotika was awarded in the 2023 IEEE Standard Association's Standards Medallion. And for her leadership in service, she was awarded the IEEE Computer Society Golden Core Award in 2022. Moving towards our next panelist, Celia Shahnaz, SM IEEE Fellow IEB, received PhD degree from Concordia University, Canada, and is currently the professor at Department of IEEE BUET, Bangladesh since 2015, with a focus on signal processing, control systems, robotics, and machine learning. She is recognized for her contribution to science and technology and is a fellow of IEB. She has published more than 150 international journal and conference research papers. She is a recipient of Canadian Commonwealth Scholarship and Fellowship and Bangladesh Academy of Science Gold Medal for her contribution in science and technology. Next, we have R. Lenin Raja, who is an EMC and RF researcher, professional consultant, and a trainer with over 16 plus years of career experience. His expertise spans over various fields, including EMC, RF, telecom, and environmental testing. With hands-on experience testing over 10,000 plus products in the realm of EMC, RF, cellular, base stations, medical safety, and environmental testing, Dr. Raja brings a wealth of practical knowledge to the table. As an IEEE senior member affiliated with the IEEE EMC Society, Computer Society, and Product Safety Engineering, Dr. R. Lenin Raja is deeply involved in advancing the field. Our next panelist is Anand Shah, received his B Engineering degree in Electrical Engineering and Master's degree in Electrical Engineering from the Gujarat Technological University, India, and the University of Victoria, Canada in 2017 and 2012. Anand is currently working as a project manager at Stantec Incorporation. Anand has extensive knowledge of power systems and project management. He has over 9 years of experience in the transmission and distribution industry, and he's serving as a chair for IEEE PES Students and Young Professionals Committee and the lead for IEEE Region 7 Outreach and Partnership Committee. He is deeply involved in promoting innovation and technological advancements within the IEEE. Now, we have Professor Akiko Kumada. She received the bachelor's, master, and PhD degrees in electrical engineering from the University of Tokyo in 1994, 1996, and 1999, respectively. After working as a research associate in the same university from 1999 to 2001, she joined the Tokyo Electric Power Company as a researcher from 2001 to 2003. Since April 2003, she is a professor of electrical engineering at the University of Tokyo with a research interest in high voltage sensors, insulation, current interruption, and materials informatics. She serves as a vice president administrative for IEEE DEIS. Since 2018, she is a member of administrative committee of IEEE DEIS and from 2024 serves as a vice president administrative. Last but not the least, we have Sneha Hegde, but due to her personal reasons, she won't be able to continue with our panel discussion. So, but let me take a moment to introduce her with you all. So, Sneha Satish Hegde, who is a postdoctoral researcher at École Centrale Lyon and 𝗵𝗃𝗃. Her research focuses on aging components in future HVDC and MVDC energy networks and studying eco-friendly insulation materials. During her academic journey, Sneha actively participated in various volunteering activities and worked with the various non-profit organizations in India. Since 2019, she has been a member of IEEE and DEIS, taking on the role of Europe representative for DEIS Young Professionals in September 2022. Recently, she was appointed as a chair for IEEE DEIS Women Engineering. In January 2003, she joins the Computer Society and currently serves as the Region 8 Students Activities Coordinator. Without any further ado, let's dive into our panel discussion. So, my first question goes to Akiko Kumada. So, here's your question. As we look into the future, what do you envision as the most pressing priorities or the areas of focus for leaders in technology, particularly within the domain of high voltage engineering? And how can leaders proactively address these changes to continue pushing the boundaries of innovation and driving positive change in the field? Over to you, Akiko.
Thank you. So, can I share? I made some small material to present. So can I share my slide? Is it okay?
Okay, sure. Please.
Okay.
Please
So
do.
I would like to just share. But this one. So my major covers high voltage, discharge, and insulating materials. And it is very much related to the power grid in terms of applications and outlets for society. So, and as you know, in this decade, power networks, power grid have undergone a major transformation in response to the carbon neutrality trend. So this diagram here highlights the issues related to high voltage technology. So now we have to improve and build up the new power grid to make it carbon neutral. So these topics, these pictures, these pictures show the perspectives of my laboratory is tracking as the technological challenges with the perspective of the university. Just so because I'm not a worker in the industry, but the researcher in the university. So from the from the university side, we have many technical challenges. So from this, directly related to the challenges faced by the equipment in the power grid, power systems, and to more fundamental challenges. As a very fundamental research topics, I have engaged in the development of measuring technology for clarification of discharge process. So as my life work, I have developed many optical sensors to measure phenomena inside discharges, such as electric field distribution, potential distribution, and electron density distributions. And in this decade, I have also felt strongly so that insulation technology is just based on insulating materials. So I feel very, very important. It is very important to have good understanding of insulating materials for the development of high voltage technology. So recent developments in computational science have been very, very fantastic. So together with my young colleagues in my laboratory, I have been using first principles calculations and machine learning methods to get closer to the mechanisms of the material, the appearance of material properties, and to design even better materials just on the computers. So sorry, I said too much. So the very simple answer is I'm focusing on two perspectives, two issues. So one is the upgrade of power grid. So with the so this is very very common issues for society. So integration of renewable energy sources with high voltage DC technology. So the many fundamental research topics we have many research topics to clarify and to tackle with. And the other issue, the other topic is the development of new materials. So in view of chemical regulation and the transition to a circular economy, so we have to develop new insulating materials or interrupting media. So this is a second topic, I think. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Akiko, for your insightful response, addressing the pressing priorities and the areas of focus for the leaders in high voltage engineering. Your perspective on proactively tackling the challenges to drive innovation and positive change in the field is invaluable. Thank you so much. Moving towards our next panelist with another question. So my next question is for Jyotika Athavale. As a leader, how do you foster a culture of innovation and empower your team to drive technological advancements within the organization?
Thanks a lot, Gaurav, and thanks for inviting me as a panelist. I just wanted to share, my journey with the Computer Society has been through the area of standardization, where I'm currently also very actively engaged. As you mentioned earlier, I'm currently chairing one of the key standardization initiatives in functional safety, which is the IEEE DEIS WIE 28511.1. It is a derivative standard from the one that we published last year, and it sits within the Computer Society umbrella. So last December, we published the IEEE 2851/2023. It was the base standard in this series. The point I'm trying to make is that standardization is one of the key areas where we are driving and supporting technological innovation. And the way we derive our standardization roadmap is from the technology predictions report. We have some noise on the line.
Just please continue.
Okay. So the way we derive our roadmap for standardization is through the technology predictions report, and the technology predictions initiative is also sponsored by the Computer Society, where we work very closely in conjunction with IEEE Future Directions. So annually, we come together, bringing together many authors across the globe, representing academia, representing industry, as well as government. And we put together a prediction for the key technologies, within a given year that will be maturing during that year, and will also have the maximum impact from a humanity standpoint. And then that report, so for example, if you look at the one that was published this year for 2024, we had ranked a list of 22 top technologies. Those technologies then feed the activities that the Computer Society does and invests in some of our key program board areas, such as standards, such as conferences, such as publications, education, and our member and geographic activities. So all of those activities are prioritized, and new committees are formed, or we initiate new journals, new publications, new conferences, as we are doing this year as well. We are initiating a new summit on reliability, availability, serviceability, both for data centers as well as for automotive. So all of that, those new activities and initiatives are aligned with the new technologies. And as we know today, they are all evolving and growing at a very rapid pace. So we are staying abreast of that, advancement and development, and working on initiating new activities, new programs within the computer society to align with those new technologies. The AI Standards Committee, the Metaverse Initiative are some other examples, of new activities that we are continuing to drive. So that's, what I wanted to share is the key thing is looking at those megatrends and technology predictions, using those to drive our roadmap for new initiatives. And the computer society role is supportive, right? So we are working on supporting innovation in those key technology areas, bringing together the researchers, the industry experts, the government, the government officials to work together, to collaborate, and support an innovation, and also to disseminate information, via the work that we do in education, training, and our chapter events.
So much, Jyotika, for sharing the insights and how IEEE Computer Society keeps a pace with the technological advancements, and sharing some insights about the conferences, research paper, journals, conferences, and about the standardization, and about you also shared something about the IEEE future directions as well. So that was really illuminating. Thank you for sharing. So, okay, moving towards our next question. And my next question goes to Celia Shahnaz. So here's your question. Fostering innovation for young professionals is a key point for continuous development. How can IEEE WIE foster a culture of continuous innovation and adaptability to leverage technological advancements and stay competitive in the rapidly evolving industry landscape? Over to you.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you, Sneha, and thank you, Gaurav, for taking this effort and inviting all of us. Especially, I feel privileged to share the stage with so devoted and passionate contributors and technology leaders. So let me share my screen. I will be very quick, and just tell me that whether you can see my screen. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, it's visible, Celia.
Yeah,
Please go ahead.
so I'll be very fast and I will be very quick in my comment. To keep continuity of research and innovation, I always prefer cross collaboration and listening from others. That's why this year we have our joint meeting of SAC, YP, and WIE. And in our WIE meeting, we have also invited external leaders. Apart from our regional WIE coordinators, our society liaison, like Sneha is one of our society liaison to WIE, and also our subcommittees who are actually leading our initiative. So it is really important for me as a chair to create an opportunity for others to share their views so that we can learn from each other. And this has been started after the 2 years of COVID, when we did our first annual meeting in Atlanta in collaboration with the honors ceremony. Apart from WIE, we have invited 14 different organizational units and committees so that WIE does not live in silos. WIE learn from others like YP, Life Member, Educational Activity Board, a Humanitarian Technology Board, HKN, IEEE REACH, IEEE Foundation, IEEE Smart Village. And also we focus on our visibility, our activities, initiatives in the big events like Section Congress. We had 3 night sessions, 3 breakout sessions, and our booth presence so that we can receive feedback from others and we can learn from technology leaders and go back to our community and try to implement it with our limited capacity. most important point that I should say as one of my vision as a chair for WIE is promoting research and innovation by partnering with IEEE Technical Society. We have more than 39 technical society and 8 council liaison from them. We have requested our liaison to nominate distinguished lecturers from their society who agreed to dedicate their time, talent for our 1200 WA affinity groups. And it is becoming so much successful. If you go to our IEEE WA website, you can see more than 33 distinguished lecturers who have given their consent to train our root level women in engineering member who will be one day WA chair like me. So this is the purpose, so that they always know about the technology trend, and it is a continuous process, okay? And also, we are partnered with IEEE Future Networks World Forum, where there are more than 9 technical societies. We had a huge collaboration to talk about technical innovation and involving those society liaisons. This is a kind of capacity. Also, we want to capture the technical innovation by our women scientists. That's why we had a training, Voices Captured, Voices Lost. And also this year, we have trained our WA committee members about capturing the of the technical innovation. One of the small example is the collaboration with the project Marie Curie with that IEEE TEMS. So these are few examples. And another is one of the major vision during our tenure that we have evaluated 48 technical contributions where women scientist is involved. For the first time in the history, a milestone has been dedicated honoring the contribution of the Grace Hopper. And that dedication ceremony was 7th May. And we are analyzing many more technical contribution like that, so that it remain as a technical contribution, as an example, and is a history. The milestone is a history, and it will inspire the generation to remain competitive in the society. And one of our major initiative in 2023 is IEEE WA Climate Tech Pitch Idea competition to inspire our women to pitch their idea to be future startup owners, okay? And one of our competitive competitors are really interviewed by IEEE Spectrum. This is a major recognition and inspiration for this year, and this competition has launched again. And about the climate change, last year we wanted to promote diversity inclusion by a global panel in collaboration with YP, focusing this panel discussion in a big conference like IEEE Week on ECE, focusing the health hazard, how engineering and medicine biology society experts can help us to train our women to talk about health in climate change. And also we did in 10 regions, lot of regional meet and greet networking event where we have trained our women, not about only leadership, about technology, trends. And Jyotika was telling about IEEE standard. We have invited a liaison from IEEE standard, and we had for the first time a panel, Women in Standardization at IEEE Standard Association General Meeting in China. This is just a beginning because our industry needs IEEE standards. So we need more women to be engaged in standard development like Jyotika. We need to clone many Jyotika actually. So this is really very important to drive the innovation, to know about the standard. And IEEE Day, last year, it was the first time it was launched. And the last year theme was engaging more women in mitigating climate change and building climate resilience. And this year, Theme is engaging more women in AI and for industrial revolution technologies. So this is the way. We don't want to do only in the global level. We want our more than 54K member in last February, and now after the membership deep again 34K member, we want to engage them with this technological topic. And in senior member elevation, this is a way, a recognition that you have to be competitive to be senior member. And in 2023, we have 148% growth. And ultimately, we are inspiring our women to be fellow of IEEE. So we are identifying them, training them, that how they will qualify them. And we are also collaborating with HCAN so that our student run chapters and HCAN chapters can collaborate. We always celebrate our special day, connecting our leaders. And in Education Week, we invited our society liaison to train our new generation with their engineering education so that they remain involved in the lifelong learning. And finally, our IEEE WA Family Care Grant Program. I know many women, they cannot go to the conference because they have a competing responsibilities of taking care of senior, disabled, husband, children, parents. So this will be an important initiative to create a level playing field to bring our women for doing more technical innovation and participation in the conferences. So I'll stop here, and then I'll come back to you if you have any other question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Celia. That was quite captivating and very well said. We should learn from others. That's definitely a true thing. And and collaboration is a must to bring visibility and to gain more success and to share with the people across the masses. And being a part of IEEE, you always have a platform to collaborate. So that's the best thing we have. Thank you. Now moving towards our next panelist. So my next question goes to Anand Shah. So here's your question. Technological innovation can have profound implications for sustainability and resilience in infrastructure projects. How do you integrate principles of sustainability and resilience into your work at Stantec, and how does your involvement in IEEE PSYP committee align with these objectives? Over to you, Anand. You're on mute.
Can you hear me well now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me for this panel session. As the question is technically about innovation in sustainability and resilience space and infrastructure projects. So I joined Stantec. I'll give an example about how I used to make sure this kind of things are followed between our work culture as well as our volunteering at IEEE PS and other YP committees as well. So being a project manager at Stantec, most of the projects we do are for infrastructure upgrades and more of innovation technology in electrical field. So one of the tasks we do is just make sure everybody is aware about what is the importance of integrating those principles about sustainability and resilience in the project structures. They try to make a way that how we can innovate more about bringing some new technologies within our area, how to make sure that we follow the sustainable design practice, using some environmental friendly materials for any kind of designing. And a lot of people focus highly on energy efficiency these days. So more of the project management team is aware about how to make sure those kind of things are integrated in our day-to-day life. And along with my role at IEEE PS and IEEE Young Professionals, what we get as a learning experience from a different angle is how to bring it more as awareness to our community. So a lot of stuff we do at IEEE PS. We have a climate committee which was just formed this year, and then we are also trying to work along with our CSTF committee within the IEEE YP committee. those are some of the areas where we can try to get more engagement from younger generation and try to get them into this kind of space where they can speak freely, try to understand the challenges they have currently, and also work with different initiatives globally or even locally. Some of the stuff we can do is in a particular local areas, whereas some of the stuff we can try to promote would be global, where people will be made aware about what is available in the market and how can we make sure we are following the principles of integrity, of sustainability and resilience in the structure of market as well. And a lot of young professionals these days are more aligned towards different fields rather than continuing on this kind of environmental friendly focused and infrastructure areas. So if we don't bring awareness to them in the current era that these are also some of the fields where we need to focus, being young professionals in the industry, we will be having a lot of shortage of people working into this different specialized area in the future. So my whole target would be to bring it more popularity within our community, try to bring more young minds who can try to create some innovative ideas on how to implement those, as well as to promote those within our local and global community as well. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anand, for sharing the insights and how you are planning and aiming to bring younger generation to bring more visibility to IEEE, PES, and IEEE as a whole. So that was very illuminating, and thanks for sharing. Now, moving towards the next question. Now, my next question goes to Dr. R. Lenin Raja. Sir, how can telecommunications balance the increasing demand for high-speed connectivity with the need to address digital inequality, particularly in undeserved rural and urban communities, and what role should regulatory bodies play in facilitating this balance? Over to you, sir.
I'm just proud. So I'm the odd one in this entire panel group.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes, audible now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gaurav, to invite me as one of the panelists of this eminent group. Because I'm only the odd one of in this group, because everyone representing society, I'm just come from that, what is the regulatory area. So these things, you know, that the telecommunications as well as this kind of technologies always keep on changing. For an example, before 3 months back or 2 months back, when we are in Mobile World Congress, we didn't know about that 6G going to be implemented. But means the whole world is talking about the 5G FR1 and FR2 frequency. Now, the new frequency standards we are drawn in 3GPP committee. Means this is apart from where we are just derived that standard from, even though from IEEE, but we have our own committee, that is a 3GPP committee. We just derive the standards for FR3. This is the frequency from 8 GHz to 28 GHz, maybe the frequency allocated to 8 GHz to 18 GHz. In these aspects, being a regulators, we are clearly mentioned about that where the technology need to be good. So I would give 5 important points, and then including with the 3 I's. Number 1, implementations. Number 2, incorporations. And number 3, infrastructure. So in this implementations, yes, of course, the urbanization, due to the urbanizations, not only in India, so the entire world, 5G is deployed, except 1 or 2 countries, few countries, but rest of the areas is already deployed. And when we are talk about infrastructures, means the European Union already implemented, and Koreans and South Asian countries already implemented. India is implemented in 5Gs, and what's that in urbanization areas, but in rural areas, we are defined some different frequency, which is not at all defined in earlier by 4G. So in the infrastructure side, it is already there, but how we have to go for the rapid changes. So I have a few suggestions. I have the few suggestions. Number 1, the PPP mode, in the sense of public-private partnership mode. And then investment in infrastructure. Investment in infrastructure is one of the key role here. And third one is widely we need to be go, and then we have to implement it in the standards in as a last area itself. So those areas still we have the challenges, because like in India, it's a very huge country. Means some of the areas we are implemented, we are already benefited of 5G, and some of the areas still we are not yet unable to reach in even a 1G. So there are the difference. In between the technology implementations. So we have to focus on the implementations. So we have to focus on implementation means we should focus on the investment on the infrastructure. Investment on the infrastructures, and being a regulator side, regulators already gave the enough timing to the manufacturers, because when we are roll out of 5G in 2022, after that we are extended up to 2023 for the mandatory for this kind of products for implementations. Now again we are implemented means extended to 2024, because being a regulator sides, we have the flexi, but the manufacturers and the users, they are means that the adoptions, it is slowly happen, but I'm sure that in 2025 new year, it's come with a new era of technology. Maybe we are not talking about 5G, we may talk about a 6G or beyond the 6G technologies. So implementations implementations is important one, incorporation is important one, regulatory mandate is important one. In these three aspects already done. Now we got to talk about means investment in infrastructure and technology adoptions, and we have to talk about the PPP mode, means public-private partnership mode, and individual adoptions. So these are the areas still we have the gap, but we know that means in 10 years back, we are not at all took in this kind of benefits of the data lines. After pandemic, we introduced, means in the COVID time only, we know that online calls, everything goes, we can connect any other world in any part of the country or any part of the globe, we can connect it even a single click. So this is the new innovation. So pandemic, COVID give one side is a demerits, as well as it will be give the benefits of this kind of online calls. So data rates, it's increased. We each and everyone, we are already benefited for the infrastructures, and then this data rates. Hence, I hope so in 2025 in this 5G. Shall I continue or someone's talking?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so in 2025, I hope so. Means we will come with and not talk about on 5G. We have to talk about 6G and then beyond 6G. Means in the second round of questions, I'll come and connect with you. Thank you, Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for sharing the insights on the regulatory bodies, 5G, 6G and beyond 6G, plus the implications, implementation, and all those things. So it is always interesting to know about the technological advancements. Thanks for sharing, sir. And now it's time to move towards the next set of questions. So the second question goes to Akiko Kumada once again. So here's a question. How do you perceive the role of technological leaders in driving innovation within the field? Can you share examples of groundbreaking challenges and advancements that have significantly influenced the landscape of high voltage engineering? Over to you, Akiko.
So would you say again? So sorry, the question, please, again.
Okay, sure. So the question was, how do you perceive the role of technological leaders in driving innovation within the field? Can you share some examples of groundbreaking advancements that have significantly influenced the landscape of high voltage engineering?
Yes. So I'm not sure. So this is just the answer of your question, but I think the society is just changing. So, and the problem which we have to face is is becoming increasingly complex. So, and the wisdom of one person is limited. So the collaboration with other fields, such as AI and machine learning and material science, and so on. So the collaboration with other fields and gathering the wisdom from other fields. So in other words, the use of collective knowledge is, I think, very essential for any field of researches, including high voltage engineering, I think.
Okay, I even dropped the question if somehow you you were not able to understand the question properly. So I have even dropped the question in the chat window.
So, yes, so the for example, groundbreaking advancements is so the collaboration with materials informatics. I have in our lab, we have just searching new insulating material. So the SS6 alternative gases. So I think just collaboration with other fields gives so for me, what the typical example is the findings of SS6 alternatives. But for everybody, I think the collaboration with other fields gives us very fruitful results, I think. So new findings. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing the insights on this particular question. So I believe we'll be definitely working towards the collaborations thing that you mentioned, and we'll definitely getting success towards these technological advancements. Thanks for sharing. Okay, moving towards my second question to the next panelist. So my next question goes to Jyotika Twale once again. Here's your question. How are emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and automation transforming traditional industries and driving innovation? And how is IEEE Computer Society supporting this initiative?
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for that question. I think this is really relevant today and also kind of relates to the previous question that we talked about, coming back to the technology predictions. The reason I bring that up, as well as the Megatrends report, is because AI, with no surprise, ranked at the top of our list. When we ranked all of the key technologies that are maturing and that have the probability of success this year. And with respect to those AI systems, the Computer Society, plays a big role because we cover all applications in the field of computing, and AI, as we know, is today that backbone technology that is touching almost every application, every field, every domain. And it really requires interdisciplinary approach, for supporting its development. Requires collaboration across computer science, engineering, ethics, even philosophy, but also requires collaboration across academia, government, and industry experts. So from a computer society standpoint, we are supporting activities, as I mentioned, in policy related to activities where we interface with the government, with IEEE USA. Some disturbance on the line. Okay. And then also with respect to standardization activities, we're working on activities related to trust and explainability in the context of AI, AI sustainability, human-centered AI, social implications, safety and security, AI in the context of safety and reliability, addressing issues related to bias, and other regulatory related issues as well. So we are involved in a variety of ways, looking at how can we create impact, given the AI advancements, how can we help content creators and designers be more productive? How can we help businesses improve their digital channels and marketing? How can we expedite time to market from a productization standpoint, better accessibility? How can we support the personal assistance innovations there? And then how can we, address the social aspects with respect to, AI taking on jobs? So we are involved in a lot of different areas. We also just started recently a collaboration that we're working on. It's still in exploration, but with NVIDIA, working with them to disseminate tools and training and education materials across our geos, especially in areas where we don't have, where members don't have access. So looking at seeing how we can support dissemination of these, the technological innovation happening in the area of AI, but also supporting innovation with respect to activities like standards, new conferences like the Conference on AI that was just inaugurated last year. And then, very important is the work that's happening on policy. I also wanted to mention that we just recently started also engaging with NIST's new task groups, that they have kicked off on AI. So we are working with IEEE Standards Association and are engaged in all of those different task groups and various topics related to safety, security, and other technologies in the context of AI. So yeah, I think our mission is to empower AI, to address new problem areas, respond to the demand, support the impact that it is creating in various different application domains, and address the issues with respect to regulatory explainability, bias, discrimination, other areas with respect to compute, and piggyback on the opportunities, such as that are created by increased creativity, enhanced productivity, modeling, faster science, improved customer support, etc. So various different aspects that we are continuing to engage on and support as AI continues to advance.
This is Mac here. Thank you so very much, Jyotika, for such a brief, answer. We are so thankful to all the speakers we have today. I have one more question that is for like all the speakers. Like, if you want to share any of the, opportunities for the young talent. By young talent, I mean those people who just, get out of the university. They are in the early stages of their career, specifically women, because the circumstances are pretty much different for instance, I'm in Asia, so here the circumstances is very different for like thinking yourself and something like doing high voltage engineering or something that is related to the electrical fields is very rare. There are not a lot more girls pursuing this career and thinking of it, because they consider there are not a lot more opportunities. So if any of you, share any of the opportunity for the people that we have here, this is recorded, so later people can listen to you and maybe go for it. Any opportunity, any advice that you feel is very essential for those who are in the early stages of the career. Really thankful. I think we can go one by one. Jyotika or Akiko, would you like to go first?
Okay, so I think the opportunity for young people, so especially for young female engineers, is, I think, it's not so small. So I think nowadays the organizations want to hire many female engineers, female researchers, and female engineers. So I think they're very, very encouraged as a female young engineers, and nowadays very, very encouraged. So, and I would like to advise them to just do and promote their own researches, and they had better to have several special topics, several research themes which they can do. So only one theme is not enough, I think. So because the societal environment might be may change. So it's better for them to have several research topics they can do and they can promote. So that's my answer. That is my answer. So thank you.
Could you please repeat the question? Was it with respect to how young women can engage? Or
Sure, Jyotika. So my question, Jyotika, was that this specifically high voltage engineering or electrical and an electronics career, they are very rare for the girls in Asia. So when we are deciding, when parents are deciding, you should go for the bachelor's degree in this field or master's or PhD, it's very hard for us to decide. We don't know what opportunities do we have, how can we grow. So if any advice, suggestion, or any opportunity you may have for those girls.
yeah, no, I think it's a great question. I think driving awareness, is critical, and I think that's where, our chapter activities, can play a big role, in those local GEOs, especially to encourage and inspire that young generation of women to participate, but also a lot of work happening in our D&I committees, we as well, right? So the work that Celia and her team is doing, but also work, in other societies with respect to D&I initiatives, grant programs, the work that we do offering various resources, including scholarships, including, other kinds of support, mentoring, internship programs, etc., to encourage and offer opportunities for young women to participate and get engaged. So I think there's still a lot to be done, because in my view the problem is more at the young, at the younger level, in the kind of middle school, high school, when students pick their careers, and that's when we can really influence the younger students to choose a STEM career and then grow from there. But I do agree that the problem doesn't stop there, continues through the young professional career of female all the way to mid-career, and as they start to balance the needs of a professional role with that of a family. So there's still a lot of work that needs to happen here. I think that there is no quick answer, but the work that we continue to do by role modeling, in our leadership, the representation of women, the work that we are doing in our various committees to inspire and encourage participation from women engineers, the work that is being done by young professionals such as you, to inspire and role model, STEM career. All of these go a long way, and so I think these are small steps that we are taking. We need to really work together and see, and what else we can do together, amplify impact, collaborate with other organizations that are driving activities for women, because I think that this is something that one person cannot, or one in my view, one organization cannot address independently, but we have to work together, we have to collaborate, we have to come together as a community to address it.
Thank you so much, Jyotika, for the answer.
Gaurav, I want to add to Mehak's question. Thank you.
Yes, please continue, ma'am.
And Akiko, they have a different perspective, but the underlying message is the same. And I want to say that, as Mehak said, that they are living in Asia. Actually, I live in Bangladesh, right? Although, and my region, my country, and my limited opportunity have never stopped my spirit. Okay. So although I started my career with signal processing, I have trained myself to know deep learning. And now I'm applying deep learning to every areas, including power system, power grid identification, and also power disturbance classification. So you really need to drive yourself. That is the first question. Second question is, it is very expensive and challenging to get a global mentorship. Rather, in your area, there are small or medium power related industry, because in the Asian countries, electricity for all is a slogan. So we are investing so much in the power engineering. So we have industries, private and public. If we can listen from our female experts, maybe few, from our local industries, that will also give us a strength. Yes, staying in the same setup or staying in the less privileged setup, many years back, if that woman can do it, I should now do better. So I think connecting to the roots, connecting to the local industry women is the best way to start it. And also you can organize webinar in local languages, and that you can podcast, that you can do Instagram live, so that you can reach out to the younger generation. Okay, so at least then not only you, people beyond your locality will come to know about that women. That will not also give you strength, that will serve as a training material for the rest of the world. You have to find your own. These are the tips I followed in my life. No opportunities, no limitations, and no challenges has really stop me moving forward, because world is so big, and we have to, and every one of you are so talented, so important, so unique. So Please dedicate your time to find your innovative way to inspire the generation. The opportunity that you have not received, please dedicate that time to give opportunity to others. How you will do it? Just look around you, your materials, your resource persons, your opportunities, your, I should say, breaking barrier examples are all around you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Celia, for sharing that. So that was quite insightful.
I just wanted to add.
Yeah, sure, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, I'm just add one more point along with Dr. Celia and then Ms. Jyotika. See, the being an industry guy, and as well as elements of the electrical side. So be electrical clear, right? First of all, we have to narrow our research. Electrical is a discipline. After that, we have to identify what is the area.
Sir, your voice is breaking in between.
Yes, this tree is probably never stopped by, right? So here, region we belong, what is belong, that doesn't matter. If you are competent enough, hello, can you hear me?
Sir, your voice is breaking in between. I think you can try turning off your camera.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So actually, the regions, also region. So the gender regions that of your innovations. Listen, you are being an electrical engineer. I would say that you have to narrow your specific research area. For an example, one side is technology is going, another side is your research is going. It's never meet in any one point. Then ultimately you can't get the output. I would say that if your research area, it's an EV charger. So EV charger research committee is working. So IEEE committee is working the same way. Likewise, your small industries in nearby your area also working. Then you have to come to their output. You know that in last year, means in the SST12, some of the things we are identified, and now they got the national awards as well as they get the industry funding. And we are also supporting for the industry funding. And there are n number of opportunities working for the right candidate in the right place, in the right area, in industries always exist. It's never concerned about your gender. It's never concerned about your region. It's never concerned about your nationalities. It's only concerned about your research, your theoretical analysis. There are two different areas, right? So your theoretical analysis, maybe in an electrical side, I can say that Monte Carlo analysis, their analysis, it's analysis, it's not outcome. If your research, what is the area you want to work, and what is the industry you want to chosen, and what is the research area you want to chosen, that is competent enough, then n number of opportunities is there. If you are identify the unique area, and being an industry guide, we are ready to support, because rest of the people's means I'm not comment on it, but I can comment myself. We have the opportunities in EMI/EMC. We have the opportunities in the cyber securities for the telecom devices. We have the opportunities in EV chargers. We have the opportunities in automotive autonomous vehicles. So these are the areas standard is working. These are the areas industry is working. These are the areas our regulatory are also working. So in the electrical side, I'm just identifying the drop of ocean. So you can identify your own, which area you wanted to go for it. And accordingly, the right area, right industries, they always waiting for you to choose the right candidate.
I think I can just weigh in. I think yeah, thanks for sharing your input, but I think that you have not comprehended the key issues. What we are referring to here is the lack of support for women, not the whether or not they're qualified. Of course, they are qualified and they have all the credentials. What we're talking about is the issues they face during their career. For example, the support that they need, the flexibility that they need, for example, to balance a career with their family, the support that they need at work because they are just one in a million, and they are faced with organization that is flooded with men, but they don't have the inspiration or support around them from other women, and that percentage just drops as you move up further in the ladder. The opportunities that are available to young women who don't have the inspiration or guidance to choose a STEM career because they don't have those role models or inspiration around them to do that. So I think in a perfect world, what you said is true, but unfortunately we are far from that.
Okay, sorry, Jyotika, thank you so much for your insights as well as clearly identified my area. But the thing is, what are the areas I'm working? What are the areas I'm working? So I'm also not getting any supports from the society. So I'm always hunting the people from directly approach to the universities, directly approach to that means the colleges, or directly go by the referral. So these are the areas we have to identify, especially for the electrical engineers area, because computer science, I know that the excellent support we get it from the society, but in electrical sides, we are bifurcated by so many societies, but which is the right society we got to approach? Being an industrialist, being a society guy, I'm also having lack of support. So I'm seeking from this eminent group, if you can support, means indirectly I can support to those people also.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, so I think we can move toward our next panelist with the same question. So Anand, will be happy to hear your thoughts on the same issue and the same question that has been asked by Mahek. So over to you.
Yeah, I won't have a specific answer, but I'll try to make a point. So what I would say is what I have been observing so far. I mean, talking about getting opportunities, getting support, and getting mentoring and all these things. So I joined. I was an IEEE member since long, but I never was part of my society. Just giving it as an example. So in COVID era, I was having a lot of free time, and I got involved with IEEE PES. And I started with just volunteering for some of the work where student chapter committees were doing at that point. So when I got into the society level, I was only aware about like I'm talking about general IEEE volunteering as well. Like PS is a very vast field, like power and society. So it's up to an individual on where they want to see themselves growing up. And there is always a bit of hesitation between some people to talk to senior leaders. But what my approach or my advice to anybody in this young generation would be that if you want to talk to somebody in your industry or like get some mentorship, just feel free to email them directly or message them on LinkedIn. If they are willing to do it, they will definitely do it. If you get a cold call response, then it's okay. There is always somebody else who you can approach, but don't hesitate yourself before even starting any conversation. And I would say a lot of things are running down because they don't even start the initial conversation, and we don't expect the leaders or industry people to reach out to the young professionals directly without knowing what they want. Like if I'm just giving an example, like right now I'm in my 30s and I'm a project manager at a company, and I love volunteering. I love supporting students. So even if I get some email from a student in India, I try to help them with whatever I can. But sometimes it's like out of my capacity or out of my time limit. So I try to guide them in a way that, oh, you can approach this person or that person in this area, and they would be able to get you something. I would say a lot of resources are available online, and it's like a vast pool, but sometimes we need to sit down and understand what we specifically need and then target only that area so that we can get a clear picture of what we can do in the future instead of just rumbling around in a very big pool of studies and environment. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anand, for sharing your insights on that particular issue. So glad to hear your thoughts on the same. And with that, we conclude our today's panel discussion. And that's not just the ending. We at DEIS, we will be coming up with the same, plethora of events and opportunities for all the audience out there. And I would also like to thank all our esteemed panelists for such insightful discussions and answering all the questions so patiently. Thank you so much. Your expertise and perspectives have shed light on the crucial role of technology leaders in driving innovation, fostering inclusivity, and addressing societal challenges. Before we conclude our today's panel discussion, I'd like to present a virtual token of appreciation to each of our panelists for their valuable contribution. So thank you so much, Akiko, for joining with us. I know it's, I think, almost midnight for you, and you still make it to join the panel discussion. Thank you. Meg, can we move to the next slide? Yeah. Thank you so much, Jyotika, for joining us today and sharing valuable insights with us. Okay, moving towards the next slide. Thank you so much, Celia, for joining us. We are glad to have you here with us. Now moving towards the next slide. Yeah, thank you so much, Lenin sir, and accepting our invitation. Yes. Now moving towards the last panelist, Mr. Anand Shah. Thank you so much, everyone who joined with us, and not just the panelists, we have all the participants who joined and stayed with us till the end. And I hope that you all have learned a lot today and gained something from our today's panel discussion. Now, I would like to invite all of you to please turn on your camera and so that we can capture this wonderful moment together. So, Meg, can you please stop sharing the screen and we can just have a virtual photograph together. So all of you, please turn on your cameras. Okay. On the count of 3, 2, and 1. Okay. We have one more person, so let's take it one more time. Yeah. So, okay, 3, 2. Jyotika ma'am, you please. Okay. Yeah. Okay. On the count of 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay. It's time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much
Thanks
once again.
to all the speakers. Thank you for joining.
You.
So once again, yeah, thank you all for joining with us. This concludes our panel discussion today. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.